Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hello, everyone, crypto miners. Happy Monday. So, it's time again for one of these lovely AMAs we have here at Crypto Miners. Let's see what we have today. I can't see the speaker in here yet. Oh, yeah, now I can. Hello. Let's see. So, we have CoinMerge with us today. And Mr. Funk, perhaps? That works. Hello, good evening. No, good morning, I mean. You're in America, right?
Yep, still morning.
So morning, yeah. We have afternoon here in Europe. So, nice to have you here. Very welcome. Are you going to be the sole talker, or do you have anyone else with you?
No, I can speak on behalf of the company entirely. So
Very good. All right, great to have you here. And let's start then. It's time already, and people are joining in. They will be able to listen to the recording. But we can start by you telling me a little bit about yourself and how long you have been working or doing things with this company, CoinMerge.
sure. So I've been in crypto for about 3 years now, and in DeFi in particular. And I've been with this company for exactly 2 years in May. So yeah, CoinMerge has been around for a really long time, and I've been working with them since the very inception of it. I'm the COO. Our CEO, his name is Matthew Goodhead. We're based out of Texas as a company. So yeah, what I do in this company is I kind of manage all the development, all the sprints that the devs do. I kind of like bring the what we want to see manifest on our utilities to the devs and set up their sprints and kind of manage those things. I also manage the community, so I talk to them, keep them up to date about what's going on with the products, as well as what's going on with the token, as well as what's going on with the marketing and business side of things. I also coordinate our marketing with our graphics guy and our external business as well. So I'm kind of the glue that kind of keeps everything together and keeps everyone pointed in the same direction for this company. And yeah, been with them for 2 years.
Great. So my experience with CoinMerge so far is that you host also spaces on Twitter, right? And I was a guest there, and I talked on behalf of on crypto miners once. That was good. And I also brought some other crypto project with me, and everyone did. So is
Yeah,
that's something that you do regularly now, I guess.
yeah, that's kind of one of the things that propelled us from not that many people knowing about us to kind of everyone having heard of CoinMerge at one point or another
Uh-huh.
is basically, our expansion into being providing a stage for different cryptocurrencies to promote themselves and kind of share what they're building, similar to what you guys or any of these channels do.
Yeah,
So in that
very cool.
capacity, it kind of brought us a lot of attention, and it also brings in short-term actual revenue to our company by hosting them, and in that sense, adds valuation to what we're building.
Yeah, and what I didn't know back then is that there's a whole company behind this, and you're also now bringing out your token, or you just launched it, I think. So it's just out. So why don't you tell me a brief summary of everything that CoinMerge is?
Yeah, absolutely. So CoinMerge is a C corp out of Texas. It's the highest class of business, similar to some of the top. Like if you see a large business like Amazon or Walmart or any of these things, they're also C corps. We started out as an LLC in May, but we transitioned to this higher class of business, which has higher regulations and standards because we want to. Although we love decentralized finance and we represent all our products are geared towards the decentralized finance market. We want to do things by the book so that we're scalable and so that we basically, if regulations come down, we're on the right side of the law when that happens. So, yeah, we are a C corp in Texas, and we have a multitude of different products and revenue sources We have a ton of different revenue sources, and all of which benefit our new token, which you just mentioned launched. So our first platform or product that we built and that we're still building. It's in beta version 0.7 right now. If you want to go to CoinMerge.io or our mobile apps on Android or Apple Store, just search in CoinMerge and you can find it. It's still in beta, so there's still things that don't work perfect or are being worked on, but it's kind of fun to go on there and beta test it and kind of see all the updates that happen weekly, including a couple of huge updates that happen this week. And what that flagship product we have is called CMOS. And CMOS stands for CoinMerge Operating System. And so what we once had an idea that we'd create a crypto social media platform, but it ended up evolving to have so many different tools in terms of trading, data analysis, that it wasn't really enough to call it a social media platform. It became more like an actual operating system where you can have dozens of different applications open all at the same time for your cryptocurrency experience. So some of those utilities are the ones we're most proud of right now that are getting to AAA status are the charting, which if you've seen our screenshots of our charts, they look phenomenal. They function phenomenally. They're quicker than DEX tools in terms of TXNs coming in. And again, they look better and we think that they function better. So we're really proud of our charting that we have on there. We just built an asset tracker to compete with Zerion, which has basically Zerion only tracks things from CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, things of that nature, but ours gets every single token on Web3 and it loads pretty much instantly. And so you can see all your wallets, you get to save them, name them if you want into your account, and then just kind of track your value assets. We've got this whole, and I'll keep it brief rather than go to every single utility. I'll talk about the major ones, but it's got an entire chat room functionality, which has actually got completely gutted and is getting replaced this week. It's been about 5 months of work to rebuild our chat rooms from scratch. But yeah, and that's looking to kind of compete with Telegram and Discord as a premier DeFi chat rooms where every token has their own chat room. You can make your own groups, DMs, and it'll have a lot of features like copying, forwarding messages, a lot of what you experience on traditional chat rooms. And then upcoming utilities we're really excited about. There's more than that. There's voting, there's education, there's some other things on there. But a couple that we're really excited about is CoinMerge Radio, which is going to come out more towards early Q2, which is actually around the corner. And that is going to be a competitor to what we're on right now, Twitter Spaces. We're going to have a live VCs where DeFi tokens can broadcast, or even just individual users can broadcast their own voice chats across the site. Anyone can do it. It could be a podcast. It could be just talking about crypto, or it could be an AMA like we're on right now. So CoinMerge Radio, we're really excited for. And then the last thing that's kind of going to bring the whole site together that's happening in late April is our social media newsfeed, where you have and that's kind of similar again to Twitter or Instagram, where users and projects can make posts on their timeline. We'll have aggregated news sources that kind of pop into people's timelines as well to give them up-to-date crypto news. And in addition to that, there'll be a lot of cool crypto features in there. Like, for example, you'll be able to post buy links right on a post. Imagine a Twitter post that just had a buy link to your DeFi token. You could just buy it right there on Twitter. Kind of like that. And you can also put the live charts in the newsfeed. So if you're scrolling a newsfeed, you can actually use the live chart in there that we built ourselves. So a lot of cool features and things. I guess I'll say lastly, we have an NFT marketplace that we just started building the back end out and have a little bit of the front end done as well. That's going to be in here too. So this is kind of the idea though. There's dozens and dozens of crypto, DeFi, social or trading or data analysis, little applications that you can open up within this web platform, and a lot more to come.
Wow, that's a lot. So as I understood when you start talking about this wasn't the plan from the start that it would be this big. It has evolved with time when you have worked with it. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, we see a lot of these other, we see a lot of competitors come out and we're like, well, they're going to have a news feed or they're going to have games or a chat room or whatever. And so we're like, like, how do we make this platform adopted? And we figured out what we need to do is think bigger and think a little bit outside the box into basically, because I mean, people open up our biggest thing is people open up Telegram every day or Discord, right? You do that a lot of times, and that's what you use. And it's this dashboard system, which we were inspired by. And we're like, what if this dashboard that's here could do everything you did in crypto in terms of like block explorers, swapping, charting, et cetera, et cetera? What if that was all built into Telegram? And that
All
was
in
kind of
one. Yeah.
yeah, it's like rather than go to like 16 different sites and have 30 different tabs open. So that's what we started building. And in order to build it, we needed to build our second product, which I'll talk about, which is our CoinMerge library. Might be going through a little bit of a rebranding, but in order to get all this crypto data for this platform, for our block explorer, like our asset tracker, our charts, basically like the swap, the prices, we had to aggregate a ton of crypto data. So we needed to buy our own nodes. So we bought our own servers, and we have archive nodes for Ethereum and Binance right now. So Binance tokens and Ethereum tokens. We're going to be adding about 7 more chains by the end of the year. We're going to be building a node for a lot of the major blockchains and integrating that data into CMOS platform. And basically, because we built all this data, we're like, why not just sell this data to other people? So we're going to be selling Web3 data, prices, charts, not user data on like the social side of things, just the cryptocurrency data to clients and engineers that like our platform and want to use the data. And so in that sense, CMOS, the web platform, is going to be a model to demonstrate how good and fast our data is. And therefore, it'll be kind of the marketing tool to sell that data to in aggregated endpoints as well as raw node access to engineers and developers who are looking for a better alternative to BitQuery or Anchor or Infura or Etherscan, BSC Scan, CoinMarketCap, so on and so forth. So we think we're going to be a major player in that space, and that selling of data is well over $100 million. Basically, any of those companies I named, their valuation is well over 100 million, and so will ours be, essentially.
Nice. So if I'm on this platform, I could access all of the that you talked about, like PancakeSwap or Telegram, or will this be instead of PancakeSwap and Telegram?
Well, it'll be instead of it, but in terms of the actual trading, it'll still access. We built our own swap, of course, but it accesses those routers. So you still buy tokens from the pools that people create in PancakeSwap and Uniswap. And we think that's important. And part of our name is CoinMerge, right? And so we want to merge a lot of these things in and basically make your life in crypto easier. So one way we're doing that, one of the first things we got coming up here is we're connecting the CoinMerge chat rooms that we built ourselves with the Telegram chat room and the Discord chat rooms. So if you're in any of those three places, you can communicate with each other without losing information. So if I type a message in Telegram, in the CoinMerge Telegram chat, then they will see it in the CoinMerge chat on our platform, and they'll see it in Discord. So all three different major chat platforms will be able to communicate with each other. Another way we're kind of merging. Yeah, another way we're merging things and making it easier is on our NFT marketplace, we're going to make it so you can see all your NFTs from OpenSea and the top NFT marketplaces. So that way there's no value lost. If you're on CoinMerge and you're using these utilities, you still get to see your other information from these other platforms, that are more adopted and have a bigger user base. So you're not like missing out by not going there.
So is it going to be like unique puzzles, or like can I customize my own platform, my personal platform, and pick the pieces that I want, or?
Yeah, yep. It's well, again, if you think about it like a Windows desktop, or especially if you're talking about the PC, you decide what applications you want to open and not open. But additionally, you have your own profile, and if you have a project on there, it would have a project profile too. So if you go to CoinMerge.io and you want to create and customize your account for your own social media newsfeed that's coming in April, but you can create your account now and customize your profile for it. Yeah, you'll have your own branding. Think of it like Twitter in that sense. When you create a Twitter account, you set up the branding, you set up the reach, you make posts on it. So,
But can I then, let's say I have a project, I have the Mary coin as usual, the Mary coin, and I wanted to make a Telegram group, but instead now I go to CoinMerge and I make a group on there, and you said it can be seen in Telegram and Discord at the same time if I post something there. How does that
yeah.
really work? Do I have to
So
create
what?
3 groups then?
Well, you'd still have to create all three groups. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
in the same way, you still have to create a Discord and a Telegram if you
Yeah.
wanted to access both those. But what happens is if one user posts a message in one of them, they'll be able to, like, for example, if I'm on CoinMerge and I post, "Hey, Americoin," or whatever you mentioned is a great token, then who's ever in the Telegram group for that and the Discord group will see that message. And then they'll be able to respond back, "Oh, I agree." And then it'll be seen in all three. Every message someone sends will be seen on all three locations. And we're doing that with basically with bots, but where we connect our own data into we pull all messages from all three platforms into our own database and then kind of shoot out those messages with the proper UI to all three platforms.
All of the messages, no filter, no censor or anything. Censor,
Correct.
what is it called? Okay, that's cool. All right, and now you also decided to make a token. Where does that come in? When do I need the token and for what? What's the utility?
Yeah. So essentially, the token is a zero tax Ethereum token, and we have a history of having tokens. We had 2 tokens before this that were both called CoinMerge, one ERC, one BSC, and those were 10/10 tax tokens. And we basically decided that having 2 tokens was hurting our industry. The reason we did it at the time was we didn't know how to bridge them, and so we just made a separate Ethereum token, separate Binance token, so we could reach a larger market base. But what we ended up doing, again, in the name merge fashion, I know it's corny, but we merged those 2 tokens and created this new one, CMOS, which we relaunched. We airdropped all the old holders 1-to-1. We didn't hold them hostage. There's no vesting period. So if you're looking at our chart, everyone has their tokens. This is the way the market played out for our relaunch. And so basically we changed to this from these high tax tokens when we were a startup, because now we're moving towards a more professional, higher level of business status and things of that nature. We're now a zero tax token on the Ethereum network. And I'll talk about the use case as well, since you mentioned it. Essentially, all of our services, we've got our business model is 3 layers. Okay. Basically, in the short term, we're making our most revenue off of Twitter Spaces as well as project promotion, similar to what you guys do. So tokens, either depending on their fame or network, can sometimes get AMAs with us for free, or they pay us, or they pay, our influencers, whatever. There's money that comes in from it, and that's our short-term revenue business model. So last week we made 5 Ethereum, and essentially that Ethereum was purchased in CMOS tokens and sent to us, which we ended up burning quite a bit of. We burn every single Friday from the revenue that we get in CMOS tokens. We burn a percentage of that. We call it our weekly bond.
25%, is it? And you
25% is correct, yeah. But we sometimes choose to burn more than that. Like last week, we burned, I think, like 50% or something like that, just for fun, and hype. Yeah, we can burn more. We can't burn less, but we can always burn more.
Minimum 25. Yeah.
Minimum 25, So every Friday we have these weekly bonfires where whatever revenue gets paid to us in CMOS, we burn that about like 7 p.m. Eastern. I guess it'd be like midnight your time in UTC. Anyway, so that's our short-term model, is all these AMAs, all this like promotion we do for other tokens. Our mid-term business model revenue is going to be the data sales. And those kick on in probably early May. late May, that part of that business model revenue is going to get turned on and kicked in. And again, all of our different revenue sources, we offer a pretty heavy discount if people pay us in CMOS token. So we highly incentivize them essentially to buy and send us our own token. We can't buy back the token ourselves because that flirts with security laws and we are a registered business. But yeah, all these tokens are going to be buying, all these people are going to be buying or sending in CMOS for the AMAs, the data sales, and then the CMOS platform is our like long-term kind of infinitely scalable revenue source in my mind, because if it can get a certain level of adoption and people are using the NFT marketplace and there's a percentage of, buys and sells, which is far less than OpenSea, but nonetheless, it adds up. If, we add in a fee, which we don't have one right now, into the swap on our platform and people are buying and selling and trading tokens without having to go to Uniswap or PancakeSwap, or because we're going to be multi-chain, have any of the, or go to all these other swaps. If people are buying featured charts or advertisements or featured AMAs in the CoinMerge radio, if people are buying premium accounts, all these types of things are going to make the social media platform have an extremely high-end, but also lofty goal in terms of what types of revenue amounts can be brought in. So I was just talking to our graphics designer yesterday, and I said I realistically think that CoinMerge could bring in between 1 and 10 million in revenue next year, as all these utilities are getting activated and revenue sources getting activated. As I mentioned before, we brought in 5 ETH last week just from some of the AMAs we're doing, not even having all these other revenues kicked in yet. Our CMOS platform still being in beta, the library not being live yet. So we're super bullish about the business, and that feeds into the token, right? Because all the people that are buying our token and sending it to us are adding buy pressure to that chart.
So if you buy things off this platform or around this ecosystem with CMOS, you get percentage, right? You get a bit cheaper price also.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. We usually ask tokens to buy and send in CMOS. It is our preferred payment method. And so in that sense, especially for bigger sales where they're buying like $1,000, $2,000 packages with us, which we do sell, for them to get 100, 200, 300 bucks off if they pay in CMOS token, of course they will. And that's what we've seen so far is people pay in CMOS.
But isn't that also a sell pressure if you get in this much tokens and you need to like get them into real money or fiat or to use it?
Well, technically,
expenses?
So yes, we do reserve the right to sell the CMOS token that we get as payment. But as we mentioned, we're burning 25% of it guaranteed.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that we're selling either. To date, we haven't sold any. So it's not just because we're getting that money in CMOS doesn't mean we need to sell it. If things got really hard, which it doesn't look like they're going to anytime soon, we could. But even if we did, with the 25% burn, imagine someone spends $1,000 in CMOS, they put $1,000 buy on the chart, they send it to us, and we, for some reason, we're in a pinch, we needed to sell $750 of it. Well, $250 of it are still getting burned, right? So in that sense, 1,000 came in, 750 went out. That's still green on the chart, net gains.
And there for others to buy again, then who wants to pay for services? That's good. So how much? How many things are working right now? Because you're talking about lots of stuff that's going to happen and is in work. You host this AMAs and you host some promotions, and this platform is working bit by bit, or not everything is working yet, or what can users do right now?
It's in, as I mentioned before, it's in beta version 7. So a lot of the utility sources aren't kicked on right now, or the revenue. Well, a lot of the utilities are there and working. Go check it out. It's fun. It's a fun platform to use and try out. But some of them aren't. So in terms of the revenue that's online right now, we have the Twitter AMAs. We have featured banner charts on the platform. We have featured banner ads. We have featured charts. So when you log onto the site and first go to the chart, you see whichever token is being promoted or has paid us in some capacity to promote us. And one really cool feature we have on there is a little eye feature. So it tells you how many people are looking at that same chart as you. I don't think DexTools has that, or
Oh, you can
KuCoin, but
see your neighbors, you mean? Who's watching this?
yeah. So
Who's the
if there
most
were like,
watched chart, or who's the most? Yeah, okay.
yeah,
That's
well,
cool.
typically the most watch chart is always going to be the featured one, right? Because it's the default when you go to the site. So if I go to the site and go to chart, I'm looking at the same chart that everyone else who just went to the chart looks at. So yeah, we've seen anywhere from, on a really slow time, only 5 people looking at a chart to I think we saw 130 people looking at a single chart at one time. So yeah, it's kind of going to be cool as we get some of, because we're going to partnering with a lot of different investment groups and otherwise. And as we get the charting, deep linking, and the loading really good and fast, we do have partnerships where they're going to use our charts instead of DexTools, instead of KuCoin, and that's going to increase the traffic and also the visibility of our platform massively because, they click that link to the chart and then they see this whole platform with all these other utilities and they're like, whoa, what's this? This looks really cool. And then the hope is that as they start exploring it, they're like, this is actually incredible, everything that these guys have built. I want to sign up to this platform, or I want to become involved in CoinMerge, the token, or whatever else. So
it's free to sign up, you said, right? To the
yeah, it's
platform.
absolutely free to sign up. We really value just not gating anything, just having everything be free, giving everyone full use of the utilities because, until it's truly adopted, until everything is truly market ready, we just appreciate anyone going on there and trying it out. And again, we're looking for July for this to move from its beta version, which is live right now, to being market ready. And at that capacity, when we have these like higher tier features, higher level features, we can talk about, paying in CMOS for premium trading features like stop losses on a swap or something like that, or having even more advanced like charting metrics and tools, or, basically paying to get featured, to have your chat room featured in everyone's chat list as a promoted chat room, so on and so forth. We're going to start adding the monetary elements later, but that's why I kind of said that the CMOS platform is the long-term monetary gain. The medium term, like I said, is starting in early May, which is the library, the crypto data sales, which we think will do really, really well for us.
But you're always going to have like the basics for free, even if you add some features
Yeah,
on later that will cost
yeah.
some money.
I think it's, and for any token owners in here, I think it's suicide to try to gate features out the door or try to paywall people because it's hard enough to get someone to come to your website, to come to your platform, as it is. So you should really view everyone that visits, signs up or whatever to the utility you're building as a blessing and be grateful that they're checking it out and worry about the monetary elements later. I think a lot of people jump the gun on that. So yeah, it'll always be free. And even Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, there's a reason that you don't have to pay to get on those, right? Like it's having it free is going to increase your user base, which increases your scalable monetary capabilities in the future.
Yeah, and the ads, and who's gonna want to put an ad if no one is there, So
Exactly.
that's good. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, what we didn't talk too much, I just jumped, I jumped before we talked about that. The rest of the team, because yeah, you introduced yourself and you mentioned Matthew, the CEO, but how many people are working with CoinMerge at the moment?
So our core team consists of Matthew Goodhead, he's our CEO. Myself, I'm the COO. So Matt handles, external operations, networking, getting funding, and just kind of like a lot of the financials, the legal element of it, setting up the business. So he does a fantastic job with that. I already mentioned what I did. We also have our chief marketing officer, A1, and he's been pretty brilliant for us. He's the one that came up with the idea of setting up these Twitter Space AMAs and making all these partnerships with yourself, with a lot of these other large groups, large influencers. That has kind of brought our name to the forefront of the space and has basically made a lot of people see us. And so he's done a fantastic job, and that's been a great short-term revenue source that's kind of building the token. Then I'll mention Lloyd Christmas, he goes by, but he's in the Pacific Northwest, and he is our creative director. So he not only does all our graphics, promotional videos, he also works on the UI of the site with our developers, and he kind of has branded our whole aesthetic, this like emerald kind of sea that you see on my avatar, as well as you see Maj down there, MoFocus. You'll kind of see all these like cool aesthetic branding that he kind of created. And he also makes all our business documents look really nice. And yeah, basically he's in charge of how we present ourselves, all the graphics
white
that we do.
paper, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything looks good. I think that's what you'll find with CoinMerge. He does a fantastic job. Come in and try to find something that looks truly bad. Now the site is again still under development, so there's some things that may look out of place or not quite perfect yet. But if you saw where it was a year and a half ago when it came out, I guess a year ago, you'd be amazed at how much better it looks. And then another year from now, it's going to look highly, highly professional. One thing that's different about the way we built our platform, and I was talking about this in an investment group, is I think about 50% of cryptocurrencies that come out plus never actually have a utility at all. And then you've got about probably another 42% that are using some kind of other people's technology. They're copy pasting the code, they're copying the front end, they're using a bunch of libraries and kind of piecing together some thing that they didn't actually build themselves and passing it off like they did. And then you've probably got about 7%, and I think this is where we're in, of cryptocurrencies that are building something truly original, truly from scratch, and trying to actually innovate. And then you've got probably 0.1% of those that are actually get adopted and are successful. So it's really, really tough to do what we're trying to do. But we think we're doing a fantastic job at it, and we are seeing adoption. We are seeing good numbers, even on our beta, using it, and we are seeing great numbers on our overall. We've got 3,000 holders on our token. So we are building a really large community and a really large influence in this space. I kind of got off track there.
Any company who says now everything is perfect, and sits back and relax, I don't think they will have success in the end, because everything is changing around us so fast. So you have to keep up and step up and go with the flow, or whatever you will call it. So yeah, it's good to follow the changes and be prepared to change.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had to change a lot as well. But in any case, but lastly, I think I talked about everyone on the core team. I could talk about the development team, but just really briefly, we have anywhere between 4 and 5, depending on the week. Some guys are part-time, 4 or 5 in-house developers. So we have 2 Web3 developers. We have a front-end developer and our CTO, KO, and basically we don't outsource any of the work. So they're all in the company itself. They all own the token. They're all bought into the vision, and they work pretty much around the clock solely on CoinMerge platform, as well as the library that we're building out and all the code and infrastructure that's going to let this thing be successful. And that's made a big difference for us, because people that hire out third-party companies are paying a middleman usually 2x the price that they would get if they had it in-house. And also the developers that are building those aren't as intimate with what your project goals are. So we really like our development team. It's an amazing atmosphere to work in.
Yeah, very good. Should we have some questions from the audience maybe? I see some people are raising their hands already in here. Let's see. And I also wanted to talk about your own marketing, but you are doing so well already because you're hosting your own spaces and with lots of projects every time. It's not only one project, right? It's like 4 or 5 every time, or at least 3. Or
Yeah,
do you have
usually,
like we have now too, one-on-one?
yeah, we do one-on-ones, and then we do duels, and then we do three. And it kind of just depends. So if we're going to do a 3 token AMA, we will partner with people like yourselves, like crypto miners, or
Mm-hmm.
some major influencers, and
Caesars,
then
I saw, yeah.
Yeah, we're full partners with Caesars. We're very, very close with them, and they
I
really
know,
support
yeah.
what we're doing. So it's been really great to have them with us. But yeah, and so each of these organizations will bring a token that either monetize with them, or they do give away for engagement, or whatever capacity, and we just kind of give away these slots to these uh, influencers to bring these tokens forward, and those usually get really good numbers, and it's allowed us to get some really big names as well. I mean, even the ones we mentioned, crypto miners like you guys and Caesars, are big names, but big name tokens as well. We interviewed Floki the other day, like the actual Floki, so that was really cool. We interviewed the owner of Dogechain, and we had them on, and so we're branching out to the actual Dogecoin team, kind of leading over there. And we've had Colt Dow, we've had Squid Grow, we've had just a lot of big names successful. We had Luna C when they were
Mm-hmm.
like when the Terra Rebels took over. So, basically using our network, we're getting more and more connections and bigger influences. And I think basically that we are a little clean cut in the space has helped make people trust us, that we're not just some like weird DeFi token, but an actual company that is neutral and goes out there and represents well and acts selfless for, to give the stage to these other tokens. And that's what's kind of built our trust within the space.
Very good. Yeah, we had some big names too. It's fun to interview those projects, I think, to learn more about them. You see them everywhere, you know about them, but you don't really know everything, or you can always learn more, right? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And there's a lot of big name projects too, right? And it's like you
Yeah.
can't know everything about all these big name projects. Like just because you hear, you know, about a famous token over and over again, even like XRP, like I could learn more about XRP. I could
Yeah,
learn more
you
about.
see them on the charts, and you see them in CoinGecko in the list, the 100 first or something, but you don't really go into the groups maybe and learn everything about them. So it's really
Yeah,
interesting
well,
to have them
how
on.
yeah, absolutely. And how could you, right? I mean, there's hundreds of them.
So many.
So there's like we know everything about every token. So it's a really cool space to be able to do that. And those
Yeah,
big name tokens really help with our engagement as well as our credibility and things like that. So
exactly. Yeah, it's interesting for others also to come and listen then. So are you the host over at CoinMerge, or who's hosting?
so I'm one of 3 hosts.
Okay.
I consider myself a little bit of a backup quarterback, which if you're an American, it's kind of like not the lead host. A1 is our chief marketing officer, and he's a fantastic MC and host. He does a really good job. For one, he's just got kind of a great presence on the mic, and he also asks really pertinent questions, not weird or awkward, makes everyone feel like they're having a good time, makes the spaces exciting, plays good music, things of that nature. So
Nice.
he does a
Yeah.
really good job. I'm kind of a backup, and then we have a third I'm a big man, who we picked out because he has a lot of audio and voice experience. So he's also been doing a great job hosting. But yeah, I host them from time to time. I try my best.
Nice. Yeah, quarterback, you mean in the almond bowl, or like you say, American football?
Yeah, no, I'm calling it almond ball for the rest of
Yeah,
time.
good.
It's now almond ball.
I think it should be almond ball. It's not football. You don't even kick. Yeah, you kick the ball once or twice or something.
Yeah, you got to kick the ball.
Yeah. Handball. Oh, never mind. No
Hand,
offense,
hand,
America. No offense.
no, it's okay. They also call it hand egg is the joke.
Hand egg. Ah, okay.
Hand egg,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think it's like an almond more.
I agree. It's
Anyway,
more of an almond. I'm calling it almond ball.
yeah, let's spread that now. Almond ball. You know where you heard it first, guys. Let's bring some up some people in here. We have James and Gibson. See if you have some good questions for CoinMerge. If they connect. James, can you hear us? James? Mary calling James. Hello, James.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, James.
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you well. What is your question?
Hello.
All right, let's see if Gibson has a question instead.
Hello, good evening, Mary.
Good evening, Gibson. What is your question?
Okay, so my question goes this way. So, every project will have problem they are facing. So I want to ask my question that what are the problems that CoinMerge community teams are facing right now, and how are they trying to overcome them?
What are some problems we're facing on right now?
Yeah,
I would say that, okay, so I don't see our business or our products having serious problems right now, because it's all going according to roadmap really, really well. If you see our roadmap, it mostly ends in July when V1 of CMOS comes out, and we have a ton of awesome dates where basically all these updates come, and it's really fun to be part of our community because you get to see these updates happen weekly, bi-weekly, and it's like, whoa, this is different and way better now. And so one of those huge ones is coming out this week. I know I'm segueing and not talking about your question, but I'll get back to it. But like, for example, we have this asset tracker, and what we're adding this week, in fact, I haven't even told our own community that all this is happening, but we have on the asset tracker a list of every TXN transaction that wallet has made that you're looking at, as well as the TXN receipts like you'd experience on Etherscan. So if you click the TXN hash, it's going to pull up a full receipt of all the data that happened from that transaction on the blockchain. For example, the gas fee, the transaction fee, how many tokens were sent from where to where, was it a transfer out, a transfer in, a buy, a sell. So we're going to basically be adding that to the platform along with this new chat code, which we worked on for like 5 months to set it up on our own servers. And it's really smooth and super fast. And it's going to solve a lot of some of the buggy behavior we saw on the platform. But aside from that, if you were to say, what do I foresee as a problem? I think it's a problem that every DeFi token experiences. And it's why the average DeFi token lasts about a month in this space, is how do you convince people to like your project more than money? Short-term money, or how do you convince them to believe that holding your token or buying more of it is going to increase their valuation, increase their money over a long period of time? So I would say, yeah, just fighting sell pressure, because we did just relaunch and we are seeing a little retracement, but we're seeing a really good dip and a really good entry. And it's one of those things where I know if we like hit a certain price, we've got enough whales and we've got enough like investors who are super bullish, who are going to be like saying, no, it's not going to that price, and buying large amounts of it. And we've seen that because we do have about 150 pooled Ethereum on our chart, in our chart right now. So, and a nearly 4 million market cap. So in the space, everything considered, we're very successful in the chart as well. But nonetheless, I always care about it. I always want to see more buy pressure on the charts. And I always want to convince people and kind of show them the long-term value and the money coming into the chart, not just from other investors, but from people who are buying our token to use it to pay for our products and bring them more value. So like every DeFi token, fighting paper hands.
wow,
Great.
that's
Thank you,
great.
Gibson.
All right, thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit about education, because the big thing is to bring in new users, right? There are lots of old users, but just hang on, see you. But how do we bring in the new ones?
So
And what is CoinMerge doing to get to those people?
this is one of the things I'm most excited about is when our platform's done and it has a wallet in it that you can bring fiat right from your credit card. It won't be a centralized exchange, so you won't be able to bring it from your bank account directly, but you'll be able to have your own wallet in the CMOS platform and basically upload your own funds there or transfer them in from your MetaMask or your other wallet. It truly means that you can do everything you need to do in DeFi in one place. And for me, that means a lot. That vision is what's been driving me, because when I got into DeFi, and I know it's cliche, it's so hard to get into DeFi. I always say this, I would rather clean my friend's gutter or like mow his lawn than try to get him into DeFi, because it's such a learning curve, because you have to get them into Coinbase, they've got to put all their credentials in, and then they've got to set up their seed phrase, and then they've got to figure out, they got to go to Telegram, where if you've ever been to Telegram for the first time, it's pretty much just blank canvas as well. And then they've got to find the right chats, they've got to not get scammed, they've got to figure out how tracking their transactions work, going to Etherscan, they got to figure out how to use a swap works and how to use slippage and what taxes are. Like, it's really absurd. And then they got to go to a whole separate site to find their charts for the things. And I know a lot of new users, they just use charts from CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, because that's what happens from Google search engine optimization. So for us, what we're trying to build is somewhere they can see their charts, they can engage with their community, the communities of the tokens, they can research and find good projects. We can lead a horse to water in the sense that we lead them to good investments where they can not get scammed and make more money. And they can look at their wallet right there, look at their assets, kind of just do everything in that one place. And we think that if we can achieve that, then what that means for someone who's never been in DeFi, never been in cryptocurrency, is that you just say, oh, it's easy, just go to CoinMerge.io. And there'll be like a starting tutorial video there that will get you started. And now you've brought someone who's never been in crypto at all into decentralized finance in one place. And so what we're doing to achieve that is going to start when the platform is market ready. Again, it's in beta version 0.7 at CoinMerge.io right now. And in July, when it's got all the features, they're fully optimized, we're comfortable with the speed, there's no bugs, no lag, everything's kind of activated, all the revenue sources are activated, and we say it looks phenomenal, it functions phenomenal, and we're like, okay, we're proud of this enough that if a person came on, they wouldn't think that this is buggy or this is janky or this doesn't do what I want it to do. They just go, wow, this is incredible. And we put that really good foot forward with them. And then they tell their friends and so on and so forth. So we're going to be doing a variety of different strategies for that once we reach that market ready time in July, where we're going to be doing referrals. So, if people refer someone, they can earn either CMOS or some amount of starting crypto for kind of bringing those people in. We also are doing a live giveaway from now until 100,000 users, where when someone signs up, they get a chance to win $10,000 just for signing up for free. We've been running this for a little while. Wow. We're at 16,000 users so far. It's been a journey to get there, but when we get to 100,000, one person that signs up will get an email that says they won 10 grand. So if you're interested in that, listening right now, go sign up on CoinMerge.
To be the 100,000, you mean? If you're that number.
Yeah, it's got to hit 100,000. I mean, is what it is, but we're at 16,000 now. So, a little more than 80,000 left, but as it gets more market ready and we do these referral codes, and as we do, I definitely could see us hitting that number Q1 of next year. So
I mean, the first ones are the hardest, right? Then if it's a good place, people are spreading the news, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So the referral codes. We're also looking at doing something where we have voting on our platform. I don't know if you know this, but you don't have to hold CMOS or anything. You can just go there and vote for your favorite projects. And at the end of every week, whoever has the most votes, it gets a free banner ad, and they get social media shout out from us and stuff. So all these different tokens compete to be on there and get that free exposure. But what we were talking about adding is we actually would buy the winning token every week if it met certain metrics for trading and things like that nature. So that would be a huge value case to get people to go on there. When we have our own Twitter Spaces competitor called CoinMerge Radio, we're going to be doing probably some big giveaways on that, bigger than we would give on Twitter, to get people to come on there and use that functionality. So a lot of different things.
You have a plan. That's good. That's good. See you. What was your question, please?
Okay. My question is, you know, he has been talking about a lot of features that CoinMerge actually have and their potential. But the question I have is, can you list 3 or 5 killer features that you guys actually have that is actually going to bring in a lot of customers to choose you over other exchanges? And are there any features that you guys want to actually insert in as time goes by? That's one of my questions.
Well, I'm not going to necessarily name 3 to 5. I mean, I could really quick, but I'll say CoinMerge Radio, the asset tracker, the social media news feed, the charting, and the chat room suite basically would drive people there. Now, we're not an exchange. We are a all-in-one platform for trading on through other DeFi decentralized exchanges, DEXs, as well as tracking the data that happens on the blockchain and informing and keeping up to date on prices and holder counts and wallet history, things of that nature, and a way to socialize with other people and basically learn from each other and basically share your investments, and a way for projects to attract new investors that they might not have reached for free or paid.
So what does it take for a project or a DeFi exchange or DEX to be listed on CoinMerge or be a part of it, to be partnered up with you?
For decentralized exchanges, we just use Uniswap and PancakeSwap, and for now, but we're going to be adding 6 other blockchains support to our 7 total by the end of the year.
Can you mention them, or is it secret?
We can mention ones we have in mind. Of course, we have Matic in mind. I think we have Avalanche. I think we have Arbitrum in mind. And then we're also, because we're getting close with the Doge chain people, we were thinking about that. And we were also thinking about Shibarium. We want to see also what the investors want on there. But when we add these blockchains, of course, what we're going to do is make our swap be able to access the lead swaps of the lead like routers of those blockchains. So like, where do you trade Matic tokens? We would use that. We would add that decentralized exchange pools in, because we want to cast the biggest net, and we don't necessarily have time to spend. We've got so much to build, to code around tiny, smaller exchanges or decentralized exchanges or things of that nature that have their own pools, because it just wouldn't be a good use of our time for capturing the vast majority of the market.
All right, cool. Thank you. See you for your question. How's the time for you, Funk? Can you take some more questions, or do you have to be somewhere in 5 minutes?
No, I could take a couple more.
Okay, I'm going to unmute North and Hunger. See if they connect. Oh, Hunger disappeared. North, are you with us?
Hello.
Takes a while for the connection sometimes.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
There is. Hello, yes.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mary. Thanks a lot. CoinMerge, when I was going through the site, I noticed the listing of new tokens. So I would love to know, how exactly do you pick the tokens you list? How do you list them? And do they have to give, like, let's say, an insurance backing, like few tokens to ensure that even when they get rocked, you still have something to give to the investors who are victims?
So that's a really good question. And it's one thing we didn't talk about is security on the platform. So right now it is a decentralized platform, which means anyone can go list. You can go list your projects right now. You can go to coinmerge.io/projects, click the little plus folder. You just input the relative information and then it's listed. Now, ultimately, we are not an exchange, right? So we don't take funds, we don't have our own liquidity pools and things of that nature. We're a social media platform, and so we want to make sure to build this such that it's scalable. For example, when you create a Twitter or Facebook account, usually it doesn't have to go through some like huge, well, I guess Facebook started to, but you don't have to go through some huge review process. So anyone can go list their projects. That being said, what we do to make things safer than Telegram, because Telegram is literally the wild, wild west, scam projects, this, that, and the other, is we make it so, first of all, we listed all the top projects ourselves, so the top 100 tokens. So if you try to create a project with that name, it won't be able to be created. And if you do, it'll get caught right away because we'll see it in new listings and be like, that's a scam, and just delete it. So that's one way to keep people from getting scammed from these fake groups that get popped up where they like try to copy the name and make you think that it's the real group. The other thing that adds security to the platform is the fact that, again, the data's in there. So if you search up Finance USD, it's going to pull up the project page, the correct project page with the correct contract address and the correct pool addresses and all the correct data. So again, trying to keep people from getting misled or scammed in that capacity. And because we're DeFi only, we can keep a lot closer tabs on it and kind of react a lot quicker. Now, in terms of, although any token can list, we do have a verified system. So if we have two levels of verified systems, one with our partners at Assure, who do this like very intensive KYC process. So that's like the highest kind of standard of insurance in that sense. But then we also do a kind of a lesser version where we just make sure their contract's audited, make sure they're doxed to us, like we know who they are as people, and we kind of just look at their token metrics, make sure it's actively traded, make sure it's been around for a little bit of time, because usually scams end in like a week or two. So we do have you have to be out for a month before you get verified with us. And so basically that verification will appear all over the platform. So if an investor sees one that isn't verified, it'll have like a little, eye on it saying, hey, this isn't verified, kind of trade at your own risk. So those are just a couple ways we make it safer for tokens, people to invest. They can be more confident that they're picking the project that they wanted to buy and not buying from some fake scam pool or whatever. And we kind of lead them to what investments we think are less likely to be scams. Just a couple ways.
All right. That's really great. So I don't know if the CoinMerge has its own application, because I can't really find it on my iOS. So I don't know if you do.
Yeah. So if you go to the Apple Store and type in CoinMerge, it should come up on the Apple Store. CoinMerge. So it doesn't look like our seat. We just rebranded our logo a week ago, and we're waiting for the app stores to update it. So it should be like a little phoenix that's blue and red. That was our old logo. This rebranding, we have to put in.
I found that. I was wondering, what is this the same or not? So
Yeah,
thank you for telling me that.
We just changed our branding and logo to be a little more professional and cool aesthetically, but we like the bird too, but we changed it over. And so if you see that little bird, that is our platform. But once you get to the platform, you see the whole site has our new branding on it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the
C.
logo changed with Apple. I like the C too.
Yeah. Where's the M though?
Where's the M?
Yeah.
Well, Facebook.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I guess Facebook does have a B. I guess they do
No, it
show the B.
doesn't.
No, it's just the F, right?
CM. It could be an M in the middle. No, I like the C. It's a really clean and nice logo. I like it. What do you say,
Yeah.
Noah? Are you happy?
Yeah. The C, it looks quite professional and more matured. for the projects than the initial one, actually. When I was checking, I actually saw the one, the Phoenix. I was thinking probably this is not it. That was why I asked. So the C is actually nice and mature. I love it.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. And I think it should be updated in a couple of weeks. Basically, we have to also renew our license with them. And we just are so busy with development chat that's like, oh, it's going to be a couple of weeks. So apologies for the branding changeover. Again, part of being a startup is getting the branding and aesthetic and crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's and making sure everything adds up. So we'll get that changed over.
Great.
All right,
Lots
I
of
think.
work, right? Lots of work. But what is it that makes you the most passionate about this project, Funk? What makes
To
you
be honest
get
with
up in
you,
the morning?
the investors. I mean, it really is the investors, the people that have believed in us. And one thing I'm really proud of is that a lot of DeFi tokens just throw in the towel and they just abandon the holders. And we get it, like cryptocurrency is gambling and you make and you lose. But at the same time, like you're leaving behind those people that put money in and held and believed. So in that sense, it's like rewarding the people that didn't believe and sold out and were the most greedy and just wanted that initial profit, and leaving the people who wanted to hold and wanted to believe in what you're doing behind. And so us having never abandoned our holders for a year and a half with the old tokens, and it's going to be 2 years in July. I really care about making sure that all those people that put their hard-earned money that they worked for in jobs into our token, I want to make sure every single one of them ends up in profit. And because they believed in us. And I've heard people say that, like, if CoinMerge had done what all these other tokens had done, they would have kind of given up on DeFi altogether. So we're kind of what helped convince them to stay in by, not giving up and not throwing in the towel. It's hard to
You
exist in the
believe
space for that long.
in your cause, in your project. That's good to know.
Yeah, so I
I
wake
think
up and
that's,
work for the investors every day.
yeah, very good. I like that. I'm looking forward to listen to the radio when that comes out. When was that? In maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the later features. So that's going to be July 4th. We're looking at for version 1 of CoinMerge.io to truly be out of beta and market ready. And it's going to have the radio at that time, along with a couple other new features. So yeah, and we hope that you guys might host maybe an AMA or space on a broadcast, as we call them, on CoinMerge Radio sometime.
Maybe so, yeah. So that's on the platform then that you host that.
Yeah, it'll be on the platform. So if you actually go to the mobile site in the bottom center, you'll see a big little like microphone, and that's going to be the navigation. That's going to be the navigation for it. That'll open up all your broadcasts that you've got.
So will you then also connect to Discord and Telegram so people on there can listen as well?
Yeah, we think that's more of a future build out, like having it, because people keep mentioning it to me and I know it's a good idea. We're just not quite there yet. But yeah, building that kind of, because I know there's like a lot of sites that do that, right? They can make it so you can live broadcast across Twitter Spaces. And I think Twitter Spaces is one of the harder ones, but Twitch, it's multicasting. That's what it's called. Yeah, we would love to add multicasting down the road.
That's a good word. Thank you for teaching me some English. I like it.
Yeah.
So, okay, Funk, I have a few more questions, two at least, and that is, what do you put on your pizza? Do you eat pizza?
It depends. It depends on the quality of the location. But if it's a low quality pizza joint, I'll probably just do pepperoni.
You don't bake
Maybe
it
bacon.
yourself, you mean?
Oh, if I make pizza myself, then yeah. I actually usually just do cheese if I make it myself because I'm not a good enough cook. I always mess. If I put ingredients or toppings on, sometimes I put hamburger. Sometimes I put hamburger. Yes, hamburger on pizza, and a little bit of crumbs on the bottom of the cornflake kind of crumbs. But I would say that my favorite pizza actually does include pineapple on it. So this is a trick of the trade, is that pineapple doesn't go with pizza because of the red sauce, right? The marinara, the tomato sauce. But if you're using barbecue sauce as a base, then pineapple on pizza is phenomenal, especially if you do some pulled pork, barbecue pulled
Uh-huh.
pork, because the barbecue sweetness kind of goes with the citrusy sweetness of the pineapple. So that's the solution to this problem is try it with
And you
barbecue
just
sauce
said you're
pizza.
not a good chef. You know lots of stuff. We learn a lot of tricks from you now.
Yeah, well, I'm picky about eating, but that doesn't mean I can make it good.
Okay. Did you try white sauce on pizza? Like
Like
creme fraiche or
no, I never
that's good
have.
with pineapple. That's good with pineapple.
Oh, I learned something new today too.
And onions. Try that. All
Okay,
right.
there.
So another maybe more important question is where do you see CoinMerge in like 3 to 5 years? What's the big
So
vision here? What's the
my vision is that we are a top 100 coin. It is our ultimate goal, and it's something we're going to be continuing to work for. We want to be a blue chip coin. We want to be the Facebook of crypto, and or the Twitter of crypto, of DeFi. We build everything for DeFi, and we want to be the hub that people go to first instead of Telegram, instead of Discord. They go to CoinMerge for their crypto socialization.
the crypto platform? That's what you want to be. All in one.
The all-in-one. So we're pretty ambitious, but it's lofty too. So we're working at it.
Well, you have to aim for the stars to reach the treetops. So there you go. I wish you the best of luck. It was a pleasure having you here, Frank. I think we don't really have that many more questions at the moment. Let's see if we have some in here. Yeah, someone is asking about KYC, and I was gonna ask about that. Thank you for reminding me. Do
So
you need to do
we do
that?
KYCs. We do really robust KYCs through our partners at Assure. They are only a KYC company. That's all they do. So, and they kind of market your token that KYCs with them. So that's where we do our KYCs with, and they do a lot of like active like insurance and tracking and accountability for those. It's kind of hard for me to explain. They'd explain it better, but it's really amazing the amount of steps that they do to make sure you are who you say you are and you're not going to scam a token. That is our primary KYC. Oh, unless you're asking, are we KYC'd?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I asked if you have to like KYC to go onto the platform or to use
Oh, no.
certain things.
As a user, you just have to do a CAPTCHA to prove you're not a bot and use an email
Yes.
verification so that to use the social elements. To use any of the crypto elements, it's decentralized. You don't need to create an account, but we do block off the social elements because there needs to be that with an email because there needs to be accountability if someone's posting illegal or profane or whatever things. We need to have control over their account to be able to post. So that's it.
So is it gonna be like censoring out certain words immediately or no?
No, it's just more so like if someone was posting like highly illegal things like drug trades or like pornography or something, we'd probably remove their accounts if it was illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or like if they were just like going on there spamming or trying to scam people.
Yeah. So people
So
must be able to feel safe on the platform. I think that's
right.
important.
I think that's true of anywhere. You need to do some amount of prevention. We don't want people to get scammed out of money first and foremost. So that's our main.
Very good. But your account, if I make a group on there, I will be able to customize that myself if people are allowed to post links or not within that group.
Yeah, we're going to have those features kind of coming out as the chat room gets a little bit more robust over the course of the next 2 months. We're going to be seeing a ton of upgrades to the chat room, starting this week with kind of again, we gutted the entire chat room code you see on there right now, and we're coming out with a brand new chat room code we've been working on for 5 months to build from scratch, and it's much, much better. And then we're going to be adding all those features in over the next couple months. So.
Good. Maybe here's a stupid question, but so many projects now are using AI in their names or as bots, and you are not. Why?
Well,
Or
for
are
one,
you?
we've been out for 2 years, so we're not going to rebrand. And two, one thing that I will say about a lot of AI tokens is that they're not building their own AIs. They are
Yeah, I know.
they're just using these other people's code. They're turning it into a Telegram bot and calling themselves an AI token and trying to ride this fad wave. I mean, you could have said the same thing 3 months. Why aren't we a sports betting platform?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
before
No,
that,
it's
like
just
it's always the soup of the season, right? And one thing we're proud of is that we've had the same vision and we continue to build it, and it's consistent, and that's what's gonna, make us sustainable in the long term. Is that we're not trying to chase fads. We're moving
yeah.
on.
Good answer. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was just after to see if maybe you have that also in your pipeline or something coming or something with AI, but
No,
that's
I'm
fine.
sure. I'm sure in 4 months we won't be seeing any more AI tokens, and so we'll just be able to,
What's
it won't
next,
be.
you think? Do you have
Um,
what's the next big thing?
I mean, you just you never know. You never know because someone's
No,
going to launch some token that does something innovative, and then everyone's going to create the copycat followers, and they'll all pump to 5 million, then they'll disappear.
that's
So
true. Great answer. Thank you so much, Fang, for coming. I will give you the floor to have a closing statement about CoinMerge. I see we have lots of new listeners now because we went into the next hour. People are joining then. So maybe if you will have like a very quick summary of CoinMerge just to reach new users if you want to, or yeah,
yeah. It-
floor is yours.
Um. So if you liked what you heard today, please go to Apple or Android and look up CoinMerge. Again, it is our old logo. It's like a red and blue phoenix. So if you see that, that is the correct application that you can download on Apple or Android, or go to our website at coinmerge.io and you can access the platform there. Like I said, when we hit 100,000 users, we're going to give away $10,000 to one random user who signs up. So go check it out. It is in beta right now, but you'll kind of see it evolve over time. And if you like what you see and understand our business model brings value to the token, and you feel so inclined to invest money, of course, it's not financial advice. We do believe we're going to work hard for your investment for many years to come. And we do, like I said, our goal is to be top 100 token. And so what that would mean, investing in it when we're at 3 or 4 million token right now, we believe that it will be pretty lucrative. So if you feel like investing in our token, feel free. If not, just use our platform and come check out our community over on Telegram or CoinMerge. I think our Discord is not as active right now. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. And I forgot to say that we don't do financial advice in here, blah, 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 everything like that. Just do your own research. And you know that by now. But it was a pleasure having CoinMerge here and learning more about what you're all about and that you also have a coin. Where do I go if I want to buy your coin?
Yep, Uniswap, and it's zero tax. So just use low slippage so you don't get front run. Use